Welcome back everybody to Southside Boy Style, here at you again with another video. Today's video, guys, is a big one. It's a big one, guys. It's one I don't even really want to be facing on, but gotta do it. Just gotta do it, okay? Today we're going to be putting a starter in this 2012 Honda Civic. Now guys, there's not a lot of information out there on the Google webs that tells you how to install a starter on a Honda Civic 2012 1.8 engine automatic, because that's what it is. But you know what, gotta do it. Faith went out the other day and she had to call me at 10:30 at night and the car wouldn't start, and I had to go and I had to fiddle with it and get it going. Luckily I got it going enough that, you know, I could get it started, and then drove it home. So, which told me that the starter was kaputted. Now, I got a starter. I bought one. It wasn't that bad, okay? Listen, it wasn't that bad, all right? It's not going to break the bank to purchase the starter. Let me see how much now I paid for this thing, and I'll show you guys. Okay, guys. So as you can see, I paid with taxes $275.94. Okay, and that's for the starter for 2012 Honda Civic. And this starter comes with a warranty, which is 12 months or 20,000 kilometers. So it has a 12-month warranty, which is pretty cool. I thought that was pretty decent. So we'll fall that under G for good. And you know, guys, she had this car now, got this car for her when she got her license, so almost 2 years now she's had this car. This is the first issue that this car has had, other than, well, I painted the roof, put the wing on, spent some money on the car, you know, and stuff like that, and links and oil changes, and I painted the trunk. She put her decals on it, put an exhaust system on it right down there. See, guys, you know those young girls and guys, well, they got to have the nice loud exhaust. To me it's a tin can sound, but hey, who am I to judge? I'm into the big engines, okay? Come on. But guys, listen, a lot of you guys now are at the point where you're going to say, oh, you're talking too much in your videos. Well, listen, it is what it is, and this is Southside Boy Style channel, so it is what it is. But what I'll do for all you guys that want to know about this, I'll put timestamps so you guys can just jump right to how to get the starter out. And let me tell you, it's not fun. It's not fun, guys, okay? This will be the first time for me changing a starter in one of these engines as well, okay? So what I have come to discover is the starter is underneath the manifold, and that's not fun, guys. That's not fun. So they say you got to take the manifold off and all that stuff, but hey, this is the Southside Boy Style way here, and I'm going to take off the driver's tire, and I think I'm going to be able to get it from in there. From what I found on the Google webs, when I bloop in the bloop blopper, you can take out the driver's tire and you can reach up under with 14 or 15 extensions, and you can feel around, and once you get your knuckles all cut up, well, you'll get the bolts off for the starter, okay? I mean, that seems pretty simple, right? Seems pretty simple. But yeah, guys, now with all of that, we're into beautiful Newfoundland weather here now. Today it's going to hit 25 degrees, and that's this for my American friends right here. See it right there, right there. It's telling you now. Look at it. Good. So it's going to be hot. I'm going to be sweating. I'm going to be complaining. I'm going to be ouching and oohing and ugh. But it is what it is. It is what it is here today. And we're going to do it. Me and you over here, you over there, you over there, and you over there. Well, I'm not sure what you're doing, but hey, we're going to do it together separately. Because you guys are not here actually with me. We're separate, okay? But we're going to do it. All right, so I'm going to get set up here, guys. You know, I'm starting to wonder, should I bring the car in the garage where it's not so hot? I think that's what I'll do, guys. I think I'm going to bring the car in the garage. Because in here, it's not as hot as out there. And out there, it's going to be sweaty. So let's bring the car in, guys. Let's bring the car in. That's what we're going to do. First thing I gotta do, guys, is straighten the wheel because I got her turned. Oh. Let's start it up. Straighten out the wheel. This is a nice car, guys. It's telling me the door is open. There's no lights on in this car. That's the seat belt. That's where I got the door open. This exclamation mark is because I got the door open. If I close the door, that'll all shut off. Come on, guys, see? You know, 386,000 on this one, guys. 386,000 right there. But it's a good solid car, guys. Listen, it's a Honda engine. Come on, this is gonna last 700,000 for sure, right? Come on, you better. But you know, it is a nice little car. It's working pretty good. This is the first issue. First issue, guys. Now, today I'm going to make sure I take the keys out because the last time I worked on this car, I killed the battery because I left the ignition on. And I don't want to do that today. I really don't want to do that today. Leave the ignition on. Why would I even try? You know, guys, I just want to say, I didn't straighten the wheels. I actually made them farther out. What am I doing, guys? Let's get this right. Oh, I took the keys out. Let's start it up again. Oh, look at that. On the Civic power. Now we're getting the wheels straight. Good gosh, guys. What do you guys got done to me? Look at that guy. Just do it. That's pretty cool. He got some freaky glasses on. Tell you that. Oh. She got her camera installed. Bye-bye. It's getting pretty hectic, guys. I'll tell you that. So, I'm going to set you guys up, and we're just going to dive right in, okay? Well, guys, let's get this tire off. Look at that. This is not going to be fun, guys. This is not going to be fun, guys. Not at all, because, listen, I looked this up on the YouTubers, okay? I see no signs of a starter. So guys, before you even start at doing anything with your starter on any vehicle, you should disconnect the battery, okay? Let go of terminal, grab your 10mm. If it's a 2012 Honda Civic 1.8, it's a 10mm socket. And just take the negative terminal off, guys, because you know, if you're working at the starter in this and it grounds out, you can mess up the computer in the car, and you don't want that happening. Trust me, it's not a good day if you mess up your computer, okay? So guys, as I mentioned, the starter is behind the manifold. And a lot of people say that you got to take the manifold off to get at the starter. No, you don't. Not in this 1.8 2012 Honda Civic. You have to do it from up and underneath. So I have this side jacked up, and I'm using my jack stands, and I got my locks on, okay? And I'm going to jack up the other side. Now, I take the tire off one side just for extra light up and under. And once you get up underneath here, right in the center of the car, the center of this engine, right beneath the manifold, there's a bracket you had to take off first. It's a, I think it's a 10 millimeter and a 12 millimeter socket you got to use down there for that bracket before you can take the starter off. It's not that bad, guys. It's not that bad. It kind of sucks. You got to get up underneath the vehicle to do it, but it is what it is. Most vehicles, even older ones, you got to get up underneath to take starter right anyways. Okay, so it's not that bad, but it's not fun, right? So I'm gonna get back at you guys. I'm gonna jack this up, get this up on stands, then I'll get back to you as I'm going up underneath, and I'll take the light and show you more, okay? So guys, I'm up underneath the car, and right here is the starter right there. This is the cross member going across the car. That's the engine. This is the engine. That's the transmission. I'm more towards the passenger side, okay? So I'm more towards the passenger side and trying to get you a good angle, but there he is. He's right there. There is the starter. And as I said, guys, like, there's the pulleys for the belts and everything. It's just past that up underneath. And if you see that bracket right there, this one right here, you have to take this bracket off, okay? This bracket has to come off in order to get that starter out. As I'm looking, guys, I see the bolts for the starter up top, and it's not going to be fun. So guys, I ended up taking off the passenger side tire, and the reason why is, well, the internet says you don't have to, but I'm learning that it's easier. Plus you're letting more light in. So I got both tires off, and I'm going to take this plastic shroud off. I'm going to try my best here to get it off. Sometimes these little things are a bit tricky, but as this is going to be, if I can get them out. Okay, that's one. And now try to get this side. I hate these little things. There's no sense to them. And usually they always mess up when you try to take them out, and this one is not going to be any different here, I can tell. Okay guys, I'm going to clamp you guys onto something. Clamp you guys onto the brake rotor is what I'm going to do. There, that's that. Down and out of the way. Now, so now in here, it just gives me that little bit more that I can work with. Trying to set the light up here, because now I can see the starter way inside. I can see the starter from here, and it's still going to be tricky, guys. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. So guys, I'm on the passenger side. I'm using a very long extension here on my ratchet wrench. So guys, I'm going in way inside, and it's a bit tricky, but the bolt is right in here. This is the bottom bolt. And there's a wire there from the wiring harness, and it makes it very difficult to get the socket. This is not easy. So remember, this is the bottom bolt I'm at here now. Now I'm trying to get at the ratchet so I can turn it. Well, here goes. We see if I can't get a twist on it. I doubt it. So I'm gonna have to get a burr, so I'll be right back. Don't know if I got a turn. Yes, I did, guys. So I did loosen the bolt. But that's the bottom bolt. I'm gonna take the ratchet off so I can twist it by hand, because I have it loose enough that I can do that. Now let me see if I got it. There's a nut. And the problem is this wiring harness right here is right in front of this bolt. And it makes it so difficult to get at anything. And you don't have any room to put your hands or feet, elbows, ankles, nothing. Let's see if I can't go this way. Nope, my arms can't reach. I don't know if I'm turning it or not. I was hoping that the socket wrench was going to take it out. I think I got it now. If I could get my hand in here, it would be great, but I can't reach. And here's the bottom bolt, guys. Here he is right here, the bottom bolt. So that was terrible, guys. Absolutely terrible. Now the top bolt is going to be just as difficult. Okay, guys, so he's out. Listen, everything that you've seen online telling you to take off your driver's side tire, no. It's easier to do it from the passenger side because that's the way the starter's facing. The back end of the starter is basically, this is basically how the starter sits, is like this. So the starter sits like this, up inside here, way up in the middle. Guys, I went over this, and the easiest way I found, which was not easy at all, is from the passenger side. Jack the car up nice and high, and you take off the passenger side tire. I took off 2 tires. Make sure you use your jack stands. Make sure you lock those jack stands. And let me tell you something, guys. Let me just tell you something, okay? So the starter sits like this, exactly like that. And you can't get at, this is the wire for the starter. You can't get at that until you literally get the starter out. So to pull this plug, to get this wire off, which is the main battery wire, you first, this is your top bolt. This top bolt, guys, is right here, okay? This top bolt goes in there, screws in, and this is how much sticks out. Let me tell you guys saw previously I had 4 extensions connected to the ratchet to get this off, and it's not easy. Your arms are going to tell you it's not easy, okay? Now, the bottom bolt on the starter, you see the hole right there. He wasn't so bad. A little bit tricky because wires are in the way, but not so bad. The biggest issue I had, now let me tell you guys this is important in my opinion. Don't even try to take all the wires and all the connections off these brackets. Well, you can't get at these till you get the starter out anyway. But all this stuff here, because all the wires, they connect to these brackets. All the wiring harness, all the little connectors. Don't try to get them out until the starter is out. Once you get the starter out of cup, out of the ring gear, then you can manipulate the starter, which gives you more room to take this stuff off. You can only do that once you have the 2 bolts out, the starter is pulled out from the transmission, okay? Don't even try to attempt to take none of these wires off, because you won't be able to do it, and you're just gonna say ow, ooch, ugh, scream, yell, ball, say words that shouldn't be said, and that's what's to that. Now, here's another thing. This is something else I want to tell you guys, because also this is important. Now guys, this is very important. You see how this nut I have laid on top of this new starter, okay? Pay attention, guys. So when you buy the starter, it actually comes like this, okay? Like that. When you're disconnecting your starter from your wiring harness on your car, do not disconnect it from here. Don't do that, because you won't know how the wire goes back on, and when you try to fish the starter back up, the wire will be sitting at a wrong angle and you won't be able to get it in. So you take it off right from the starter. Then this stuff is obsolete, and the old one is sitting on the wiring harness right ready to connect to the starter. It makes it so much easier. So completely, when you buy your new starter for your Honda Civic, it's going to come with this piece like this. Bolts in here, 12mm. Bolts out here, 12mm. You could take it each way. So don't take your wire off from here. Take this off. Take this new one. Just lay it somewhere. You don't ever need it again. Unless your other one's corroded, then obviously you could switch them on the wiring harness. But when I go down now, I'm just taking my existing wire down there, and I'm going to connect it. It has to be the right way, and the wiring goes straight down the back end of the starter. So when you connect it, face it so the wiring is going straight down. Guys, that's important. If not, you'll do everything and try to fit the starter back up inside, but the wire will be running off in a different location, and you won't be able to fit the starter in. Remember, you have to spline this in to the transmission bell housing, and that's not fun if you got wires in the way. So don't do it. Now, with all of this being said, guys, the stuff we do for our children, you see how happy she is? For me, it makes it all worth it, 100%. Yuck on the Civic. Yuck. Yuck. Like, come on, Chinese people. You guys really got to start considering other people. And we're not as small as you guys. We're a little bit bigger, and our fingers are bigger, our bodies are bigger, I guess. And you just saying, guys, it's difficult working. You can't do anything up top. You can't do anything from the driver's side. Everything has to be done, as you were seeing on the camera when I was using the extensions, right from the passenger side. That's it. And again, the things we do for our kids to keep them happy. Her starter was acting up for about 8 months, guys. I could hear it. Every time she started the car, I could hear the starter dragging. What started to happen was, it was just sometimes, once every couple months, it was clicking. So one night she was out, and she called me at 10:30 in the night, and she said, "You got to come and get me. The car won't start." So I went down, and guys, in a situation like that, what I like to do is I take a battery pack, I connect it to the battery, give it that little bit of overjuice, and flick the key as fast as possible, because you can't hit that starter 10:30 at night. There's no way you're getting in here to tap the starter with a hammer, not on a Honda Civic, and you're not going to crawl up from under unless you jack it up. So you're kind of in a situation. My advice to you is, if you're in that situation, is to connect a battery pack to the battery and just get inside and flick that key as fast as possible, and over a few minutes it will engage enough that you can get this car started and get it home, which is what she did. And I'm telling you guys, you know, listen, I don't hate on the Civics. She's had this car almost 2 years, and it's a 2012, and she has 0 issues with this car. This is the first problem we've ever had with this car in almost 2 years of a new driver, 2-year fresh driver. So I mean, the Civics are good, guys. The engines are good, transmissions are good. You know, their clear coat is not good, not in the 2012 era, but you know, the mechanically wise, they're really good. I'll give Honda Civics credit for that. But working on them, oh my goodness, guys, I'm telling you, that starter took 15 minutes off my life, maybe 12, because it's a 2012. So I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to have something to drink, wet the back neck, let the bones start to, you know, resettle themselves. I'm wounded on every part of my body from climbing around, crawling around, trying to get my arms to fit. And then I'm going to get back at it and show you guys how I'm going to put the starter back in, which basically is the same way I took the old one out. And I try to give you guys video, but the problem is with the camera up there, which is so tight up there anyway, I can't get around the camera. But I try to give you guys as best I can. Remember, everything is time-stamped. All you guys are screaming at me, ADD and all that stuff, whatever. It's time-stamped, so you can go right to the installation of the new starter, okay? So I'll see you in a minute. I'm going to take a break. Okay, guys. So I'm just going to put this one up in kind of a situation of a place. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect the main starter wire, because you have to connect the main starter wire and another clip before you feed it up inside, because you can't get at it from the top. So all I'm doing here, guys, I'm just fitting this one up inside so I can put my main ignition wire on the starter. And there's not a lot of room. If I can tell you anything about doing this starter, it's you have no room. There's barely any room for anything. Now, I already have my nut placed on. That's so I'd have it on there when I got it up in place. So I'm going to pull him off now with my fingers. You know, guys, my stomach just growled because I'm hungry. But I have to finish this first before I can do anything. Now, this is the wire I was telling you about not connecting the one end, doing it like this. Now you have this connection. You have this connection right here, because this is the top of the starter. We have to turn this around after we get this done. And okay, so let's pull this back a little bit, because it doesn't matter that I'm holding the camera and doing this at the same time, because you can only get one hand up in there anyways. And well, so guys, this one connects right here. And you can only get one hand on anything you're doing here at a time. Let me try to set you guys up. Okay, let me connect this wire, guys. And so, okay, guys, I have this one put back in place, and I have this clip put back on. As I said, this is actually the top of the starter, but you can only do that before you put the starter in, so you can twist the starter so you can actually get them on, because you can't do it from the top. It's impossible to get your hands up and do it from the top anyways. Now, there's a black little cover that goes on this, and we're going to go get it and we're going to put it back on. Life would be so much easier, guys, if I had ramps. Now I have to look for that little black clip which, you know how it is, guys. Any job you're doing, you misplace something. I thought I laid it here. There it is, I got it. So this is the little cap that goes over that 12mm nut. I guess it's to protect it from the weather. This is the hardest starter I've ever had to install, okay? So if you're gonna attempt to do a Honda Civic starter, make sure you calculate for a full day work, because now it's gonna take me a few hours, but I am a little bit mechanically inclined, I would say, so there. So now guys, I can place the starter up inside. So now I have to climb a little bit more, but I'm stuck. Okay guys, so I'm gonna fit that starter up in the hole and I'll get back to you. All I'm doing is fishing it up in the hole. That's all I'm doing it, guys, and then I'll get back to you with the camera. So guys, he's installed. Now do your battery test. See if there's any sparks. Always do that first. And then we have to tighten that down with our 10mm. And we'll use an extension. And I'm going to explain to you about the top bolt on that starter. Let's see. I can't really sit in it. I'm completely dirty. And the keys are right here. You think I would have put them on the driver's seat, would you? Now let's see what happens. Beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So guys, my advice to anyone that's not mechanically inclined to take upon a job like this on a 2012 Honda Civic 1.8 liter engine, if you're not, you know, very, very, very mechanically inclined, I wouldn't advise you taking on a job like this yourself. You could break wires. There's a lot going on down there, guys, okay? And it's not an easy job at all. Now remember, guys, listen, I did the searches on the Google webs too, okay? And some guys, for some reason, I think they do this on purpose to mess people up. They're saying to go in from the driver's side. You can't do that. You have to go in from the passenger side, okay? And if you're like me and you're just a backyard mechanic here, then you have your car as high as possible. Make sure you're using jack stands. Make sure you got your locks on. I even keep the jacks on. I have another hydraulic jack over there. And, you know, let me get that light. This took me, now I still have a bracket to put on yet, but this took me almost 4 hours, guys. Okay, so it's not easy. I'm trying to get the camera in there so you guys can see it. But there's the starter. It's in place. It's there. It's connected. It's hooked up. All the bolts are tight. Everything is good. Now I just have to put that little bracket on. It's here somewhere. I see the one bolt there. Second bolt's there. He's up here somewhere. Oh, there he is, right there by that light. That light that quit on me. All I have to do is put that bracket on and I'm done. But guys, unfortunately, it's if you're not very mechanically inclined, don't even attempt to do this, because there's a lot that could go wrong. There's a lot you could do wrong. Okay, guys, Faith is going to do a start test. Let's see if it's fixed or not. What do you think? You think Faith's going to start or what?
I able to sit in the car?
Sure. Well, that must make you happy.
Shut up.
Try it again. Listen to how nice and fast she winds now, eh? Nice. So guys, I'm gonna end this video right here. That's it for this job. I'm dirty, I'm tired, I'm hungry, and I hope this helps you guys out. Now listen, you guys are going to be searching on the interwebs, and you guys are going to see, I saw it too. People are saying do it from the driver's side. I know I said this 3 or 4 times, but it's not. It's from the passenger side. And if you think you're going to take the manifold off and all that, that's going to probably cause you problems. Probably had to buy more gaskets for the car. Don't do it. Spend the time. Took me a few hours. Jack up the car, passenger tire, and I showed you, you saw from the video, you can get at it from inside. You have to get up underneath the car to do the, I literally screwed in the top and bottom bolt from the bottom of the car. And I did see one video where the guy actually did do that. So listen, the proof is there, guys. I got the starter changed. It's working. It sounds good. It's winding good. Remember back in the day with starters, sometimes you had to put shims in them. You'd have to shim the starters because they would make a grinding sound because the bendix would go into the ring gear too far. Sometimes you have to, and I said this when I started this car. I said, if this car needs shims on that starter, I am never taking it off again. I'm just going to push it out in that water. Bye-bye. But there's no... Hey.
No, you ain't.
You can take a pedal bike.
No, thanks.
You can roll a boat.
I can't do up a pedal bike like this.
Yes, you can put stickers on a pedal bike. You can put a sticker on a pedal bike that says locally hated. You can put one that says antisocial on a pedal bike. Yeah, I don't know about the wing. I don't think you should do that. But anyway, guys, I'm just joking. It's not going out in the bay. It's here to stay. We did it all. It's all done, so it's a good day. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Hope this helps. And I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget, you can leave me a like and a subscribe if you like. And if you feel like subscribing, subscribe. And you can also check out my merch. Look, I'm making my merch dirty for you guys, okay? Look at the dirt. Look at it. That's all from working on that car, okay? So you guys need to go in and buy some merch so I can afford to get myself another shirt. I have to buy it too. Anyway, guys, the Civic says see you later in Chinese. I'm saying see you later in English. And we'll see you on the next one.